The SME sector is a very important sector for the country. It contributes over 50% of the GDP, contributes 45% of the employment, and roughly contributes around 20% to the exports of the country. It has over 1 million enterprises as opposed to 1,500 enterprises in the non-SME sector. Hence, you will see that SME sector has capacity and potential to contribute very significantly to the growth and development of our country. We as a committee of the Chamber looked at these areas and have come about with some significant recommendations for implementation by the government to move the SME sector. Today, there is no one single authority or establishment of the government who is responsible and accountable for SME sector development and growth. And that's a shortfall in developing the SME sector. Hence, we have recommended the formation of a SME authority, which will be through the amalgamation of existing entities that are involved in SME development, like MEDA, IDP, and SCD and the Prime Minister's Office. All of these agencies are involved in SME area. So we have actually recommended the pooling of resources of these entities to form a SME authority who will be responsible and accountable for SMEs development in this country. Another area of concern that SMEs have is access to finance, and this is the single most important area that SMEs have said is hindering their progress. So we have recommended the formation of a credit guarantee corporation, which will in fact look at SMEs having viable businesses to be able to give guarantees to these projects and companies for them to obtain credit. And we believe that this is a very important initiative, and the government must take this on board as quickly as possible and embark on it to create the necessary requirement for SMEs to obtain finances. We also believe access to markets is a significant issue for SMEs, and in that respect, we are suggesting that the larger companies link up with the smaller companies to obtain and to create markets for services and products of SMEs. And in that respect, we have recommended that the government provides incentives and creates an environment and a motivation for the larger firms to be able to link up with smaller firms, to be able for smaller firms to have access to markets, as well as scale up their operation with a view to develop the SME sector as a whole. We also feel that the lack of a database of SMEs is a limitation, and we have recommended immediately the SME authority to create a database of SMEs across the country so that we understand where these SMEs are, in what sectors they are operating, what products and services they offer, and we have a comprehensive database so that the larger firms can link up very efficiently with smaller firms, as well as the government having the ability to target them to facilitate the improvements of the respective SMEs.